Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol IDXG. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by the 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like through this time frame. I think it does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. And in this case, kind of makes summarizing the entire day quite straightforward. So if you say, Clay, look, summarize this for me, I would say pump and dump on thin ice. Now, before you say pump and dump, I'm not saying pump and dump in the sense of this company's being run out of somebody's basement over in some foreign country. I'm not saying that. I'm making the judgment based solely off of how the price reacted today. And in my definition of a pump and dump, it's a price makes a really nice move, and then within a relatively short amount of time, the price goes back to where it all started or sometimes even lower. So let's apply that definition here. But first, let's say, well, where did this all start? Well, it didn't necessarily start here, but the key range that it did break out of was this pink line right here, the 200 period simple moving average. And even if you have just a surface deep understanding of charts, I'm sure you've heard of the 200 period, and you know that when the price gets above it, you want to see the price stay above it. And, you know, assuming you're looking at things from a bullish perspective. So that's where we'll just define the starting point. I mean, considering that's still way down there and the price, you know, gapped up way up there, that's what I'm considering as, you know, the starting point. So let's keep on going with the definition. So price makes a very impressive move. Well, I would say this gap up here and then the continued move here was very impressive. I don't think anybody's going to argue against that. But then within a relatively short amount of time, the price goes back to where it started. And given that this all happened today, the price made quite a bit of a pullback. Now, I say on thin ice. Why do I say on thin ice? Well, technically speaking, the price didn't go all the way back to where it started. So you can't sit here and say that it's a flat-out pump and up. Now, if the price just kept on going and then closed down around here, well, that would have been where the price already was below the pink line, and that would be a flat-out pump and up. But because the price didn't, technically speaking, the price could still pull back, bounce around on top of that pink line, and then head back up. And then taking a step back, looking at the big picture of things, technically speaking, well, you'd have a set of lows there. You'd have that set down there, and if you picture each one of those as stair steps, the overall stair steps would still be going in the upwards direction. So I don't want to say that it was a total failure on the bulls' part, because from a big picture perspective, they do still have an opportunity to build a higher low. Will they do it? Will they not? That remains to be seen, but definitely, you know, the closer the price gets to that pink line, the more and more quote-unquote thin the ice becomes. So whole lot of volume in this one today. We'll see how the rest of this week unfolds with it. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.